Bokashi in the mix, breaking it down. Composting in the substrate, microbes where the crown. Electrons in the house, energy tight. Redox on point, getting it right. Do Bokashi in the mix, breaking it down. Composting in the substrate, microbes where the crown. Electrons in the house, energy tight. Redox on point, getting it right. From scratch to soil, watch the magic unfold. Microbes at work, turning waste into gold. pH balance, keeping it tight. Bokashi compost, getting it.
All right, here's the drill. I got 6 Bokashi bins going. And each one of them, the common denominator on all of them is that they have mushrooms. Spent mushroom substrates, to be specific. First one. This one's got mushrooms only. Nothing but mushrooms, and all my moisture is coming from a lake on the property. Okay? So that's just nothing but mushrooms. This is a control test that I'm doing. This one's got mushrooms and Bokashi. Now the Bokashi is made with spent mushroom blocks. So we're double dipping on the mushrooms there. This is gonna be mushrooms and coffee that I stabilized and made Bokashi out of, which was a pain in the butt here in Florida because I decided to do it during the summer where it's humid as all hell and it took forever for that to dry. Here we have mushroom and ceramic powder from EMRO. Only mushroom and ceramic powder. And you guys getting what's going on here, right? The idea is to find out or see what the differences are. Here, this is mushroom and purely EM. And I layered it in the same way I layered everything. I didn't drench it, I didn't soak it, I just sprayed it on top. And then here, I call this one the full house. This one has all of them in there. This one has the ceramics, the coffee, the Bokashi made from the mushroom substrates, or spent mushroom blocks. I don't know if it's the same thing. And this is what that looks like. This is my Bokashi made out of mushroom block. It actually works very well. And it's cheap, inexpensive. I get this stuff at a major discount. And then here's my concoction of all of it and the EM there. So let's see what happens. Today's December 27th. This guy's tired of Bokashi composting. I'm not. December 27th. I don't know. We'll give it what, 21 days? Is that what they say? And we'll find out what's going on. You know, on the other side, I have other bins with a little more madness. I got the ceramic powder. Rick over at Gardens and Glass. Thank you if you're watching this. He brought me the powder. So yeah, we've got Bokashi lined up. The water source is coming from out there. And my blocks of mushrooms here. Let's see what happens. Very curious. All right, so right away with the coffee, I've noticed that the surface area, obviously because it's very fine, it really gets in there. You know, it's penetrating. And this is probably what we're gonna get with the powder. So again, once I add the moisture to this, it's pushing it in between all the crevices. So that makes sense. This is probably gonna do very well. Maybe I'll wet it down again. But otherwise, your powder just starts. You probably want to use a mask. Just saying. I am. Anyway.
All right, so just out of curiosity, I've got one slide, 22 by 60 millimeter slide cover. Sorry, drew a blank, or whatever it is. I got 3 drops on one slide. How about that? I don't remember the sizes anymore. So I have the coffee, I have the ceramic, clay, and then I have the mushroom. And right now we're starting off with the coffee. And I am at 100, so we're not going to see really anything here, although we do see what now it looks like. It's definitely organic matter, right? Because this will be broken down. So this is actually another positive to the coffee deal. And I'm just gonna dive right into 400. And what are we looking at? The bacteria. Let's see if we're looking. I'm looking for yeast. I'm looking for the labs, and they're still here. This is over a year old. Well, no, just under a year. Sorry, just under a year old. And there's activity there. I don't see the rods the way I would like to. I mean, unless I'm not looking at this correctly. I think that what we're looking at is a lot of the yeast. And I just activated it again, right? Because it's been dormant for so long. So I'm wondering if anything will start waking up. But there's bacteria for sure. There is bacteria for sure. So I want to just start working my way towards the clay. Yeah, it's busy actually. There's a lot going on here. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Okay. I'm good with this. I'm sure that it needs to wake up. I mean, I literally just put it in the test tube and gave it some water, but look how much activity, look how much bacteria is in here. Oh, for sure. Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. After so long, it would be this dense. Then you see things are going to start. I'm sure that things are going to start moving and wiggling even more as it sits here. I'm going to come back to this side of the slide. Yeah, that's looking good. Yep. Let me go 600. Wow, that is definitely populated. Okay. Looks great. I bet you this is going to do very well. I wasn't expecting it to look that good. And then the added benefit of the coffee there for more organic matter. And now I think we're rolling into the clay here. So you can even, the transition from clay to coffee was, they kind of fused together. So I'll go deep over here. Here we are with the coffee. Yep, coffee. And then it spreads out. We still got coffee going on, and then right around. Wait a minute. Oh no, still coffee all the way. Here we go. You see the gray. So the clay is gray. So we roll right into the clay, and I mean it looks the same to me. Let me go. Maybe. Yeah, it looks the same to me. There's coffee. There's clay. So yeah, it looks the same. It makes sense because the clay also needed to wake up. You know, that's sitting, it's dry powder. You gotta reactivate that with water and get them going. And that's why I hydrate the Bokashi buckets with at least water. I mean, when I'm not doing the controlled testing, I'll light it up with EM every time. Just why not add more? Not gonna go wrong. But just for the controlled testing, I used the water, which in its own right, it's also an inoculant because it's from the lake. There's protozoa, there's bacteria in that as well. There's a lot of stuff in there. There's actually, I've pulled purple on sulfur bacteria out of there. So, yeah. So we're looking at labs. still. Let's go to the mushroom now. Let me see. Now look at my mushroom. Yeah, that looks good. That is active. Again, organic matter for it to tear down. I am with it. As a matter of fact, I should take a screenshot of each one. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a snapshot of this. Just did. Let me keep going and then I'll go back. Now we're just writing off the glass. Huh, little protozoa in there. Where the fuck did that come from, right? That's like, dude. All of this stuff. None of this was hydrated, was it? None of this was hydrated. And there's a freaking ciliate cruising around. That's wild. That blew me away. I'm using distilled water. Look at this. See, like I'm awake. I'm alive. What is that? Wow, that's wild, dude. That looks like, I don't see it moving, but that looks like an amoeba. The reason it's moving is because I just moved my slide over. Let's see if anything kind of blobs out. See, I think all these other bacteria are moving that. And this, the flow of the water inside the slide is what's moving everything to well, on the screen I'm looking at left. Or is that just a big ass yeast? That would make more sense. And it's not moving like an amoeba would. So, okay, I'm gonna call that yeast. Fuck it. Anyway, all right, back to 400, and I'm gonna get back to. I took a picture of. Man, these mushrooms are looking good. I'm good with that. This is what I'm making all the time out at our little spot out here, little high energy organics. Wow, I dig it. Okay, let me stop admiring that. Move on. There we go with the clay. This is the clay. Actually here, yeah. This is the clay. So they all look good. I mean, you know, I'm gonna take a picture of this so I can side by side them all, kind of. This one's probably the most underwhelming just because it is clay and there's no organic matter kind of breaking it up, but it looks good. And then we should, I think we're gonna start rolling right now into the coffee. There we go. You start seeing all the particles come in. Man, I can't believe how good that coffee looks after a year. I'm good with it. Man. Alright, so it's gonna be like a fair fight in those bins. Let's see what happens with the. I should have brought my. I was gonna say I should have brought some of my EM, but it don't matter. Yeah, that's cool. Let me take a shot with a lot of this organic matter in there. clearly, if I had to choose, I would probably go with the mushroom, actually. Yep, all right. So that's going to conclude these 3 Bokashi. I don't know. Bokashi. What's that called anyway? Bokashi what? You got a Bokashi bin. You got Bokashi. It's Bokashi. That's it. Yeah, man, this coffee. Sorry, I keep saying that. All right, that's it. We're set.